arrived. The entourage.
Alright guys, 1, 2, 3, we're done. Thank you very much.
Looking good, Scott. Welcome in.
Not for sale. Woo! He appears tonight in conversation with someone who knows rock and roll very well, music journalist and radio and television presenter, Matt Pinfield. Gentlemen, take it away.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Scott, it's great to have you here, man. It's always good to see you. It's always good to see you, and it's great to see all of you. You know what, Scott, of course, to be back. Not only you played tonight at Gramercy, but you'll be back with Stone Temple Pilots this summer playing the Williamsburg Waterfront, which is going to be amazing. Scott, this book is amazing. I read this book. I couldn't put it down. I read it in one day because your memoirs and story of your life is so compelling. And the sheer honesty of the book is just, it's incredibly moving. Tell me why you decided to write the book now and you thought it was time to put this down to paper.
Well, basically, you know, media has sort of become like, not that media is bad, media has helped my career in music. It's, you know, helped me sell records, it's, but now, with this mass media explosion, there's, you know, you've seen probably Social Network and everything. I don't think people really have an idea of, you know, who I really am as a person. You know, there's the person that performs on stage, and there's the person that writes records, but more than that, I'm a son, I'm a father, and I'm a friend, and I'm just like all of you, and I've had, you know, the life I've had, a lot of the stuff in this book, anybody could have experienced. So I decided to not make it a, you know, uber glamorous rock and roll, you know, talking about, you know, the good old days in the early 90s and the parties and that stuff, because that's not what it's about. I mean, to tell you the truth, we go straight from the stage to the bus now. So, and with rock and roll records not selling, I have to be on the road all the time.
Yeah.
So I got the idea that, you know, I would write a memoir, and I talked to my manager, and we, you know, kicked it around. We talked to Dave Bigliano, and you know, found a person that I could work with. And normally, I think people that are of the rock format choose, you know, co-writers that are tend to write mostly about rock.
Like music books and things
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, and I chose David Ritz because his background is in jazz, R&B, soul music, and I think that, you know, for one thing, that's where rock and roll came from, and I thought that he would have more of an unbiased perspective on
You and your life, right?
my musical side of my life. Yeah.
I mean, he's amazing. Not only has he written a lot of books, but he actually co-wrote Sexual Healing with Marvin Gaye, which is such a cool play.
Yes, he did.
I thought that was amazing. Now, Scott, once again, I mean, the narrative in here, even though you had him as a co-writer, when you read the book, you really feel like it's you talking directly to the reader. That's what I got out of it. And I mean, the things that are in this book are very, very honest. As you said, you talk about losses in your life, like that young boy Craig, who your regular dad Kent.
My stepbrother.
Yeah, his death at a very young age, which is a really hard thing for you to deal with, and of course, your brother Michael a few years back, which I know was a very difficult thing for you, and your relationship between your stepdad Dave and your dad Kent. So I mean, it really deals with all those personal things. How did it feel laying that stuff down for you? Was it a therapeutic experience? Was it a painful one?
Actually, there were so many highs and so many lows. It's part of the reason why it took as long as it did. You know, I wasn't sure how I wanted to go about it. We knew we wanted to have we knew we didn't want it to be just a blank story. We knew we wanted there to be little rabbit holes, you know, so we kind of started with some of that, and then we did initially, you know, so he got an idea of what I was about. We did a lot of interviewing, I mean, hours and hours, and then we decided that the best way for us to make this work would be for me to write pages and send them to him, and then he would edit the pages, and then he would send like a group of pages back, and you know, draft back, and I would go through it, and I would change some stuff, and then I would write more, and that's kind of like that was sort of how it worked out.
I love the fact that chronologically it goes from your childhood, this young boy, going through school, moving to California, and then starting the band.